Virgo. Welcome to your July reading. So, remember how I said that nothing really moves until your season? I think part of the reason that nothing moves is because you, although you know what you want to do, you weren't ready. Now, in July, all of a sudden, you're very ready. There are a few things that you've been tolerating. The up and down of it, the push and pull of it, for a long time now. And suddenly in July, you just want out. Like, okay, you know what? Whatever it is, I would just rather not. Maybe nothing moves for you until Virgo season because what you started off wanting in May, probably even in March, you don't want it anymore. You want to go. You want your freedom. You want to move forward. You want to think about the future. You are so sick of being stuck. When you have to deal with the same problem over and over and over again, at some point you lose the affection, the feeling, the need for the thing, the want for the thing. This could be a job. This could be a relationship. This could be a friendship. This could be a business collaboration with a friend. Whatever it is, you either want to make progress or you want out. You cannot do the hanged man energy anymore. And you've been waiting it out, whatever the situation is, trying your hardest to take the path of least resistance. You've really, really tried. But no, it just seems like it's too much now. It's not smart anymore. And there are reasons why you would want to keep trying. Perhaps there is a real connection there. Perhaps there are children involved. Perhaps you don't want to leave your siblings in the mix. Whatever it is, those you feel emotionally obligated to are the reason you have tolerated the hanged man energy. And here the hanged man energy is just the idea of falling into the same toxic pattern over and over again. What a friend of mine who is a Virgo, my best friend actually, and I like to, hi Carolina, like to call the cycle of abuse, the hamster wheel of abuse, whatever you want to call it. You're just fed up. There's only so long that you can make yourself believe that you're hanging on for this reason, when really what you keep encountering is this. Especially when this is generated. When it's not just a natural, sometimes drama just happens. This is when drama is manufactured. These are the things that have been keeping you in the hanged man energy. And I think the Fool and the Two of Wands say it perfectly. It's like, I just don't want this anymore. It's not even this, it's the dynamic. It's the feeling of hanging upside down and not making any progress, not getting anywhere, not emotionally, not financially. Just what are we doing? If we're not going to move forward, we're not moving, then we're moving backward. And you just don't want to take any more steps backward. You just really, really, really don't. You're done with it. Look at that. 6, 7, 8. 6 of Cups is what keeps you emotionally tied. 7 of Cups is what that emotional being bound by it does to you. 8 of Cups, just the bravery to leave it. And then the regret that follows. The regret that follows from whomever gets left behind. Because it's almost like they knew that they were pushing you too far, but then they do it anyway. Not smart. Not smart. But that's also not your problem. That's the other thing that I think July teaches you, is just that when you take care of yourself, if that puts anybody else ill at ease, they want more from you than they should have. The retrogrades in Capricorn, especially with Saturn moving back into Capricorn, does bring your earthly nature some much needed structure, especially during a season that is so tumultuous and so difficult for Virgo to understand. I think the pull between Virgo and Cancer has always been that Virgo cannot figure Cancer out. The Magician and the 10 of Cups, you have the ability to gain some really, really important knowledge with these retrogrades going on between these 2 eclipses. You can learn so much. You can add so much to your table of tools here. Most of them having to do with how to have a happy life, minus the toxicity. First goes the toxicity, then the 10 of Cups. Not surprised. Whatever it is that you've been trying all this time, holding on to, thinking that somehow it'll work out, I think you always knew that it wasn't going to work out. But your nature makes it so that you want people to find their power. You wish they would. You wish they would do better. You wish they could be stronger, because it would make everything between you and them so much easier. But you also have to accept that part of letting people own their karma and have their dignity is letting them be as strong or as pathetic as they want to be. That's not a choice that you can make, although you can inspire one or the other, but you can't force someone to care about themselves. And if they don't care about themselves, they certainly don't care about you. And that's a big part of what July makes you understand. Cancer season is savage. It wants to see you, Cancer season is the mom. She wants to see you happy. With someone alone, it doesn't matter. With the job, without the job, doesn't matter. Whatever it is, it doesn't matter. She wants to see you happy. And so that means having to deal with the realities that you now understand, what you just don't want to do. Imagine if you had gotten your way a few months ago and ended up with someone in a job, in a relationship, in a friendship that just was no good for you and was never going to be good for you. So you wait it out until Virgo season. You take your time. But now that you've made these decisions, take the pressure off yourself. You understand and can isolate the source of where your hamster wheel comes from. And you can also see how it's keeping you stuck in other areas of your life. And your general need to make progress and evolve and build right now is very strong. And anyone, for whatever reason, that cannot be a part of that is, well, it's really their loss. And they will feel that. Yes? Oh, how I love you. Do you even know? I think you know.
Hi Virgo, happy July, and welcome to the second part of your reading. Oh, when it all happens like the cards say, let's do it from the beginning. Two of Wands and the Fool, for those of you who have not already experienced all the way down to here. Let's start. You know, taking a risk is terrible. It is. It is. For the Virgo soul, taking a risk is terrible. Not that you're not born risk takers. It's not that. It's just the risks you like to take. They tend to be more on the physical side. Emotionally, you're very conservative. And the risk you're asked to take and that you are compelled to take, you can't hold it back anymore. Throughout July, you just keep having this nagging feeling. Jump, 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 jump out of this thing. It is keeping you stuck. You're sick of it. And whatever the reason was on the other side of the scale for why you stayed, why you put up with it, why you tried to make some sense of it, none of it works. None of it works anymore. Those excuses now seem like, for however long this situation was going on, it seems like you were in a daze, in a fog. Any of the things that any of the concepts, the ideas, the feelings that you used to justify staying in this situation, now all of a sudden you're looking at them going, what? How was that even? How did I even make that the reason that I stayed when it's clearly not helping the situation? Like, if you stayed because you thought you were, it was real love, but there were indications all along that it wasn't, right? Sorry about that. I got a call from the Virgo I talked about, my best friend. So there's that. Okay. Oh my gosh. Back to the Six of Cups we go. Why did I think that this connection, why did I think that this obligation, why did I think that this other group of people, be it friends, family, children, would be a good reason to stay stuck? Doesn't matter, Virgo. It matters that you know that you had some extreme confusion going on. And honestly, I think you've had it going on for months and months. All of 2020 for sure. And by July 5th, which is in a couple of days, I don't know, it's not like you're fed up. It's not anything that would count as an emotional reaction. You're just logically done. Like, it doesn't make sense anymore to you to stay in a situation that for a long time you thought could be different. But then, one of the meanings of this card that I like so much is that it means that you were never shackled. You thought you were shackled, but you were never tied down. You were tying yourself down with doubt, with fear, with regret, with this feeling of, it's too late for me now. I don't want to do this all over again. If it's about relationships, if it's about kids, it's, there's no way to fix the damage anymore. If it's about work, it's, I've already set the precedent for this or that, so I can't go back on it. And by the fifth, what you realize is that no, those were all constraints that you were putting on you. And that perhaps this period of standing still was actually really good for you, because you go from feeling incredibly stuck and being sick of it to realizing that you were keeping yourself stuck. There was nothing there holding you, to feeling the best that one can feel alone. You also realize that you probably have some tricks up your sleeve when it comes to having a happy life, but that you can't force anyone to have a happy life with you. You can't force people to love you the way they should, or the way they should love anybody. Because up until now, you've been thinking this person or this thing, it doesn't value me the way that it should because there's some, rift between us, because of something I've done, because of something they've done, because, there is this animosity, there is this resentment. But in July, what you realize is that it's not any of that. It's not. You have the power to maintain a very healthy, happy connection with someone without being with them, without needing that extra, without needing to hand over your power to someone who's being so belligerent at times, dominant and pushy, and just, it's turning you off to the entire idea of it. Whereas before you were so into it and you wanted it so much. And now you're like, yeah, I'm sorry. I can maintain a very healthy connection with you in terms of whatever we have to do together, be it, go to work, co-parent, be the part of the same family. But I'm kind of done with, playing the sub to your dominance. And I'm kind of just happier on my own, and I want some rest. This roller coaster has been fun, but but I realize now that, the ups and downs of the roller coaster is not love. The ups and downs, the mood swings, the belligerence, the cattiness of it, none of that is love. I think up until now, you've been thinking that was a part of it. That was a reaction to the love. I think a lot of the abandonment issues that we carry around can make us feel like we're being loved, even though that's very counterintuitive. You think if someone has abandonment issues and then someone abandons them, that they would think, okay, well, another person abandoned me, they don't love me. But I think with abandonment issues, one of the things that happens regularly is that people will fall in love even more, even deeper with the person who's abandoned them. Or, let's be very frank, the person who constantly abandons you. To me, that's worse than someone who just ups and leaves. What about the people that constantly let you down? They work you into a state where you start to believe them a little bit, where you start to think, okay, now this is a basis for something, because Virgo likes to have that basis. And then boom, they're right back at it, and you're left feeling like, ugh, why did I even fill those cups again? The cool thing about the 9 of Cups is that no one can kick the cups over. You see how happily he's guarding the cups? You see how satisfied he is? Because no one can knock them over. He knows. Okay, look at his face. He knows what this feels like. And so do you. And by the end of July, I want out. You just want out. The first step to getting out is getting really comfortable with not needing anybody to do it. Get yourself together, rest, and then contemplate deeply. Think about it. Really think about what it means for you to share your life with someone in any capacity. What do you need? Not what's presented, not what the other person is capable of. F all that. What do you need? When you see yourself in a loving, supportive relationship, what's being given there? Because I think the thing you're going to find that you need most is stability. Doesn't have to be all perfect all the time, but the up and down of it, it's just too much. And so those first 2 cards, that's basically your whole reading for July. The rest of this is later in July. Be bold, be brave. Move away from what has you strung upside down. No matter what the reason is you're doing it, the result is that you are confused and fed up and you feel betrayed. And as the month goes on, you will see that who you feel betrayed by the most is you. Because there is a huge part of you that already knew that it was going to go this way and that you were not happy and that this wasn't worth it. But out of a sense of that Virgo obligation, you stuck through. But Cancer season just doesn't let us get away with it, does it? Just like the Cancers that you may have in your life, they just don't let you get away with it. Oh, yeah. Okay, Virgo. That's July. I love you lots. If you would like a personal reading recorded and sent to you, you can use the Cameo link below. If you would like to schedule a one-on-one video chat reading, that link is below as well. I'll add some more dates to that. I think we're into August right now. The Vimeo Extended and the Instant Extended are the same reading. We're going to do it right now. We're going to go through the rest of these cards and find out what happens later in July, but also at the beginning of August. And if you've been looking at the rings and wondering about them, I think I told you last month, but I'll tell you again. This is a company that, again, this is the 3rd time I'm mentioning her, my Virgo best friend Carolina and I started, called Quietest Revolution Rings. And this is our new line. This comes out in the fall. It's called The World, and this is an African amethyst, and this is called the High Priestess. So you can order this or the Empress ring, both at the link below, and this one will be available for pre-order soon. But all the links are below. Check them out. I love you so much. Let's get into the extended right now.